I need a stiff drink. I really do. I just got off Twitter. You know how Twitter is. You see like cute chicks pop up on your feed. You think, ooh, hello there, darling. Would you like to meet a very macho man by the name of Mr. Gundam? And then you find out it's another girl who's got a weeb fetish. My God, Korean crap everywhere. Jesus Christ. I have half a mind to tape my eyes. Oh God, this is going into a dark place. People will get pissed off. Just because I want to try and get laid by making myself look more Asian. That should be seen as commendable, not evil or racist. Jumping through hoops, how dare you, Gundam. So, as time goes on, it becomes really weird to get older. Because now I look at things and I think to myself, wow, this generation's full of pussies. Like, Jesus Christ. If like an alien race ever came to Earth, we'd be fucked. We'd lose so much of the population, it wouldn't be funny. I'd still survive because I'm still kind of a tough guy, even though I'm not as strong as I used to be or fast, because now I spend all my time editing goddamn videos, and that doesn't do shit for your forearms or biceps, I'll tell you that. So, there's an anime people told me to check out for the past while called Goblin Slayer. I believe it's also a manga. Basically, every good anime has come from a manga. And anyone who follows me knows I love Berserk. I think it's one of the best pieces of literary art ever made to this day. And it is a shame that Berserk can never have a good anime because everything's so goddamn pussified now that nobody could handle half the crap that happens into Berserk. And thank God Berserk came out back in like the 80s, because if Berserk came out now, people would want to find the Arthur and have him skinned alive. So, Goblin Slayer, I've been hearing some buzz about it recently, and that's because a lot of social justice warriors are sickened by it. They're really, really upset by Goblin Slayer. So this isn't anything new, but I decided to come back to it. As always, the Angry Gamer is the only news source that understands my fury. Crunchyroll and Funimation streaming of, oh my God, I can't even say that, Takahiro Ozaki. All right, let's try this again like I'm a voice actor in Fist of the North Star. Takahiro Ozaki. So anyway, Takahiro Ozaki's Goblin Slayer anime, which is based in a manga series that was based on the dark fantasy novel. For those who don't know, dark fantasy in Japan is fucking dark. It's dark. Dark fantasy over here is gay. All right, dark fantasy, you know, the evil elves are all gorgeous and they have those beautiful ears and their hair flows and they do bad things, but they look good while doing it so people don't feel threatened by them. Dark fantasy in Japan is a godless nightmare world akin to The Witcher 3. Imagine if everything was Gunguro Din. That's how dark it is.
Gotcha. Be gone. You've lost.
And I love it because life is dark. And the only people that understand that are the men who listen to me, because life is a big pile of shit. So you better get out your bread because you're eating shit sandwiches, little baby. And if you're a cute chick, life's all right, you know, but it could be better if that hot guy came around. If only Bruce Wayne came to town, he'd really see you. So basically, the anime has come under fire from, obviously, social justice warriors and media circles of such. I mean, let's face it, we live in a day and an age where women are now upset with Snow White. Was it Snow White? No, Sleeping Beauty. Because, you know, kissing her when she's in a coma to, like, love's true kiss brings it. We all know Sleeping Beauty. Well, apparently, the prince needed consent. Apparently, somehow, the prince had to get consent from Sleeping Beauty, who's in a goddamn coma. I'm leaving the room now.
I don't know if you're noticing a theme. Patriarchy.
Jesus Christ, I'm back. That's the world we live in. People were so offended, it's actually quite shocking. And the tweets are delicious because you get to just see how whiny people are. And I know, you're going to sit there and go, well, you bitch about gaming. Yeah, well, they're trying to rape me literally. You know, the anime isn't doing shit to me. It's just an anime. You don't like it, move on. I don't like the new Star Trek. I don't. I love Star Trek, but I don't like the new Star Trek. You know what I do? I don't watch it. It's that easy. You don't see me tweeting every day about how the new Star Trek sucks and Klingons are like some sort of generic scary space alien now. You don't see me tweeting. I get on with my fucking life. Well, you could do the same for loot boxes. Shut up, Billy. Senkaku Complex captured some of the more outlandish tweets from the circle of complaining social justice warriors. Criticism popped up after the airing of the first episode, which featured a mostly female adventure group who ends up in a goblin cave only for them to get raped and killed. The not safe for work scene was posted up on YouTube, but it's obviously not suitable for younger viewers. So let's read some of these tweets because they're delicious. I figure, you know what, why not? I need to be reminded of how gay everything is. So Goblin Slayer is just an edgy tragedy porn that gets its shock value from making its female characters suffer. Well, fuck that. No wonder the males enjoy this. They love violence and hurting women. Ugh. You filthy heterosexual males.
Everything is sexist, everything is racist, everything is homophobic, and you have to point it all out.
You fucking kidding me?
By the way, before anyone gets really pissed, probably didn't make it that far, I have been sexually molested as a kid. I don't talk about it. Do you know why? Because he's a fucking man and he moves on with his life. And I was actually drugged and raped by a chick. And I remember when I kind of came out of that, what the fuck did she use on me? Because it's like being half asleep but awake. But anyway, you know, and after it was over and the next day I was like, you like raped me, dude. And then she goes, yeah. And I'm like, well, that's illegal. I could like go to the police for this shit. And then she goes, you can't go to the police, but who's going to believe you? And laughed as I left her apartment. Nobody cares. You have a penis. There you go. So anyone who would give me shit for that, eat me. Yes, I'm being extremely dismissive because I'm feeling petty. And B, male anime fans are usually this dismissive about anime for women, and I'm tired. If this is like something that just ruins your day and scares you and changes your perception of reality, you have probably never been beaten up and robbed, have you? You've never been punched in the face so hard you blacked out. And I feel that this is an experience most people need in life. Because after a good old-fashioned passion and ass whooping, you realize that there are bigger issues in the world and there are greater dangers to your health and psyche than Twitter and anime. Hold on, my puppy is busy fighting a little bone. Mother's Boost Mint? Well, Goblin Slayer is, well, and truly repugnant. Don't think I'd see a show out-edge magical girl site, but this takes the cake. Feels like it was written by a 14-year-old. Fuck Goblin Slayer with every fiber of my being. That was seriously uncalled for, offensive first episode. I'm only finishing it because someone else has the control? I would not speak of what happened. I am pissed off to tears right now.
Don't go. Pain.
What in the name of God is wrong with you? It's a fucking dark fantasy anime. God, the Western world is so weak. It's disgusting. It's just oh God. Oh God. Someone should beat these kids up and force them to watch some snuff porn. Scare the shit out of them. Choo-chee. Choo-chee, no squeakies now. Choo-chee, no squeakies now. You squeak on your own time. Figures I started doing this, the dog's like, time for squeaky. Glitch Man. I watched a 3-minute clip of Goblin Slayer, and it has been almost 30 minutes, and I still feel like throwing up. I was gonna sleep, now I can't. Why did I stay up this late? If it wasn't scrolling, I wouldn't have heard about it. Dear God, why? Ban this filth. I'm still just reading about the contents of this show, Goblin Slayer, and I can't believe this shit is popular. It's the opposite of Batman, where his villain is so cool, it draws people in. These villains are just gory, feces-laced rape fantasy. How did this make it this far? Probably because it was made in Japan, where people like you didn't whine incessantly about bullshit and everybody had more important things to do. Batman villains in comics are cool. Batman villains in movies and, you know, even the anime movies kind of suck dick. I don't even want to hear it.
You are not sending me to the cooler. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age! Can you feel it coming? The icy cold of space.
Our animated movies and TV shows are so garbage, it's not even funny. Did you see the like Star Wars fan-made clip where this dude made a fan-made video for Star Wars Squadrons and it was fucking legit, but the Disney version looks like some crap for children? It looks like insipid, complete and utter watered down bollocks that they shove down your throat. And it's just so asinine. It's just, why is everything like this? Why is there no adult content anymore? Why does everything got to be catered to such weird little people? Maybe we need a war and a draft. I wouldn't mind dying if I knew I'd take 100,000 of these fuckers with me. The original theory for why Tokyo Ghoul wasn't on Crunchyroll, but other Funimation was because of the gore. Good show, by the way, but no, because they have fucking Goblin Slayer, the worst, most repugnant trash heap I could have ever imagined. How long does this dude bitch about this shit? God damn. And nobody's like even replying to him. Nobody cares. Not cool with any concept of Goblin Slayer. I find it so abhorrent and degenerate and can't believe people want to watch a rape fantasy with their spare time. I can't stop making this face like someone spilled ammonia. I'm shocked and appalled. This guy talks like an old man. I bet you this glitch man is younger than me. I'd put money on it. I bet he's like a 20-something. Probably like 21, 22, and he's talking like an old dude when I was a little kid. I remember when you'd fuck up somebody's store and the guy would come in, "You will repugnant fuck, I'll get you. You never catch me, Mr. McGinty. I hope that child molested down the road gets you, you son of a bitch."
Oh my.
I don't even want to post screen caps for this. Look, do yourself a favor, skip Goblin Slayer. Go watch Girls Last Tour instead. It has the same director, except there his talents as a director truly shine. Also, it's just an infinitely better show. That is correct. The more graphic scenes are, to put it bluntly, borderline torture porn. And the on-screen rape scene, I don't even know what to say. To call it uncomfortable to watch is an understatement. It feels unnecessary and brutal and cruel. I have a newsflash for you. Life is cruel. Life is torture porn. What the fuck? You know how many times I had my ass kicked while people watched and laughed? Nobody started screaming, "Stop, it's violence against him. He's already on the floor and unconscious. Please." Everybody's like, "Get that motherfucker. He better learn how to fight next time. He better have more money or else the ass whooping gonna be twice as long." Oh, Gundam is insinuating black people beat and robbed him. Honestly, don't like the animation. It's really good. The story has promise, but I really can't advocate for this series that thinks it's okay to toss rape into your story for plot. A whole bunch of people that just can't handle anything. These are the type of people that will want more government in their lives to tell them what to do and how to go about it. Usually not that guy. Trigger warnings for Goblin Slayer. Skip the anime at all costs. While the content seems largely the same, the framing of sexual assault in the anime is disgusting and pornographic. The manga through these people must have not seen Japanese porn or Japanese hentai. Fuck, these motherfuckers must not even have a Tumblr. What is wrong? Jesus H. crackers. I'm generally not one to comment about stuff like this, but Goblin Slayer genuinely seems like something a high schooler would write. Unoriginal premise, with mediocre quality and over-the-top mature content. The Berserk comparisons are completely unwarranted. You know, when I think about all the movies we have now, all the superhero movies, aren't they all unoriginal, uninspired, and cookie cutter? Look at the Star Wars movies. All unoriginal, uninspired, cookie cutter to the point of where we're essentially watching updated social justice versions of the previous trilogy. Goblin Slayer is what it is. It's a Japanese dark manga. It's a Japanese dark fantasy anime. In the title, it already has dark fantasy. I think the problem with Western audiences is the fact that everything here has become so homogenized, so controlled, that people aren't exposed to anything remotely uncomfortable, which is very strange. But then again, after dating a millennial and having her tell me about how The thought of her grandmother dying would send her into a state of shock. Meanwhile, my grandmother died and it was another fucking Tuesday for me. It makes me wonder, what the fuck happened? Why is everyone so weak? Oscar Wilde said in A Portrait of Dorian Gray, I believe it was Lord Henry who said, all individuality and courage has gone out of our race. And to think that that book was written in the 1900s and it can be prevalent now. It's a scary thought, really. One that makes me muse further on my getting older. In the sense of things are becoming so bland, I can't even wrap my mind around it, really. It's like, where are we going in the future if people are like this? If everything is so controlled and safe, how would anyone deal with any of life's real issues? That's probably why so many people today are diagnosed with depression when they really aren't. Depression isn't, oh, it rained on my birthday, I'm depressed. I'm surprised to find that people are actually taking to YouTube and social media and looking for the anime to be censored and or banned. It's such an odd day and age. What defines art? If you can't decide for yourself on something as simple as anime, and you want it to be censored or banned, what does that propose for the future? Would this be acceptable if you're told what you can and can't do with your own body? With what you eat? Where would it all stop? And I know some people would combat me with, well, you think that loot boxes should be banned and blah, blah, blah. Loot boxes aren't an art form. I don't know what's going on with the world. I don't know what's going on with people. But I really do feel the strength is being leached from us. Critical thinking, deciding for oneself, being able to look at some things as simple as an anime or TV show and just say to hell with it, rather than flipping out and calling for bans on something. I'm all for voicing your opinion, but sweet Jesus, this is a bit much. And on that note, on the hell out of here. Rate, comment, subscribe only if you so choose to. If not, the hell with it. Because I can't ask anyone to give more of a shit than me in the age of apathy. But before I go, I'd like to say this. Big shout outs to La Posta for sending me fan mail. It says, eat a bag of dicks. And inside, there is literally a bag of dicks. Well, boom, roasted. And I'd also like to thank Chris Doylan, I probably got that wrong, who sent me a lovely letter and a pin of Ciri from The Witcher 3 that was done by this is actually a custom job by some internet artist whose name I can't remember because I was reading the letter and then I forgot because it was hours ago and I have a very short attention span. So thank you guys very much for that. And on that note, adios, bichachos.